Hello everyone and welcome to Apex Hunter Motorsports' 5th round of its Grand Prix series here at Circuit of the Americas, a 5.5 kilometer long track or 3.4 miles, and we're going to be on board with Jimmy Crooks with his pole position time of a 1:32.337. And for our starting grid today, we have Jimmy Crooks in first position, Brian McGough in second, Harry Krantz in third, and Mark Samad in fourth. Next up, we have newcomer Jaden Solomon in fifth, Willie Atkinson in sixth, Bao Kang Wu in seventh, Sebastian Marino in eighth. In ninth, we have Alec Hinchcliffe, followed by Callan Shepard in 10th, Nathan Kint in 11th, and Leon Flukiger in 12th. And to complete our grid, we have Jeffrey Lawler in 13th and Justin Carrizosa in 14th, who both did not qualify. We have 42 laps around Cota, and we think the one-stop strategy is going to be the optimum strategy for this race, with the mediums running a longer stint of 30 in strategy 1, and the mediums running for 18 laps, pitting for hards at 18 laps. And as we look toward the start of our race here, we see Jimmy Crooks getting away a little bit slowly as he does have some wheel spin off the line, which puts Brian McGough leading this race into turn 1, and as we get up the hill, we see McGough on the outside, Crooks on the inside. Crooks manages to get a better exit, which resumes him leading this race. And as we get to the next complex of corners here, the S's, we see these cars with their high downforce trims making their way through this complex with such great speeds. Now, Cota is a track where there is high tire degradation, so the drivers are going to need to manage their tires all throughout the rest of this race. And as we do look and watch this lap unfold, we are going to see some great battles between our drivers. Making their way up the hill climb, we see Leon Flukiger getting past Bao Kang Wu into turn 1. On board with Jeffrey Lawler as he finds himself in a battle with Justin Carrizosa after that back straight, and as they go side by side through the second sector of this track, these are really low speed corners and you do struggle a lot for grip, especially on this part of the track, but we do see Lawler getting by Carrizosa and we see Mark Samad spun around there and he just manages to hang on to that position. Lawler is still on a charge after making the move on Carrizosa, dives down the inside of Shepard in the last turn, and there is contact between Carrizosa and Shepard as Carrizosa spins around. on board with Fluke Heiger as he's all over the back of Atkinson's gearbox. As we make our way down the main straight here and up the hill climb, we see Fluke Heiger taking that inside line and making the move stick into turn 1. Woo, under pressure from Lawler as we make our way toward the back straight here. We see Lawler steam down the inside into the corner and make that move stick. Lawler is also going to get the benefit of DRS as he was within 1 second before the detection zone. Woo, under pressure from Shepard as we make our way past a sweeping left-hander here. We see Shepard trying to find a way around, looking toward the inside, and unfortunate contact between the two of them. In the battle for 4th position, we have Willie Atkinson defending against Jeffrey Lawler as Lawler looks to make a move down the inside, and he does look to make that move stick. Further up the field, we see Leon Fluke Heiger taking the inside on his teammate Harry Krantz, and it looks like a position switch for the two teammates. Lawler is chasing down Krantz for 3rd position in this race. As he moves toward the inside, he does make that move happen before the straight, and because he was within 1 second of that detection zone, he does get DRS. Fluke Heiger getting a little deep into this corner, compromises his exit into the back straight as we do see Lawler getting very close beside him, getting that DRS open and going side by side down the straight, and we do see him take that position comfortably before the hairpin. In the battle for P4, we have McGough all over the back of Krantz's gearbox. As we make our way down the main straight here, we see McGough getting that DRS open, looking to get a slipstream from Krantz in front, as we see Krantz trying to defend the inside line here, but McGough has enough grip and speed to get around on the outside. In the battle for the lead of this race, we have Lawler chasing down Jimmy Crooks, who gets a little squirrely on the exit there. We see Lawler side by side with him, Lawler with DRS down the main straight as well. Lawler on the inside, Crooks on the outside, going even wider to try to get the switch back into turn 1, but Lawler retains lead of this race. As Crooks tries to get the power down, he goes a little squirrely, which allows Fluke Heiger to get past. Carrizosa looking to make a move on Samad here as he does get DRS down that straight as we see that rear wing open. Samad trying to defend the inside against Carrizosa, but Carrizosa is making headway as he does move down the inside and Samad has no answer to defend. In the battle for P6, we see Atkinson chasing down Hinchcliffe on the back straight as he does get that DRS wide open. Atkinson is on those medium tires, Hinchcliffe on those hards, and as we see Atkinson inching closer toward the end of the straight here, Atkinson takes the inside line and takes that position from Hinchcliffe. Fluke Heiger is chasing down Lawler for P2 in this race, and as we get toward the sweeping left-hander, we see Lawler go off track, and he does try to rejoin and collects Fluke Heiger in the process, leaving him with front wing damage. Karmic Justice sees Jeffrey Lawler as he takes a spin into Sector 2, which has Jimmy Crooks retaking the lead of this race. Hinchcliffe under pressure from Shepard as we make our way toward the back straight here, and Hinchcliffe just goes a little bit too deep into the corner, which allows Shepard to take the position. In the battle for P5, we see Shepard catching the back of Krantz's gearbox. Krantz is still on those 27-lap-old medium tires, and he is trying to make his way to his pit window, but we do see Shepard getting a wicked slipstream up the hill climb here, takes the inside into T1 to take the position. Hinchcliffe, fresh out the box with new soft tires, is chasing down Samad for P7 in this race, and as we make our way down the straight, we see Hinchcliffe with that DRS wide open. Samad trying to break the slipstream, but Hinchcliffe is closing up the gap very quickly as he takes that inside line. Both of them go side by side through the hairpin, and as we do see, Samad is on those older hard tires, so it's only a matter of time before Hinchcliffe can take him. But they're still side by side through this next complex of corners, but Hinchcliffe has the extra grip to help him take the position. Lawler looking to make a move on Fluke Heiger for P2 in this race as he looks toward the inside of the hairpin here, makes the move happen, but slows up a little bit, which causes a contact between himself and Fluke Heiger. And as they make their way around to the next complex of corners here, they're still side by side battling it out. Lawler on the outside seems to have the position against Fluke Heiger and does make the move stick. However, as we see a little later, Lawler does dive into the pits due to some damage, putting Leon Flukiger back up into P2. And as we round the final quarter, we see Jimmy Crooks about to take the checkered flag to get P1 here at Circuit of the Americas for the US Grand Prix. Following behind him, we see Leon Flukiger about to take the checkered flag for P2 in this race. And behind Flukiger, we have Brian McGough crossing the line for P3. And that concludes our race at Circuit of the Americas. We see Jimmy Crooks in first, Leon Flukiger in second, Brian McGough in third, Jeffrey Lawler in fourth, Harry Cronst in fifth, Callan Shepard in sixth, Alec Hinchcliffe in seventh, Mark Samad in eighth, Willie Atkinson in ninth, Bao Kangwoo in 10th. Followed by Jaden Solomon in 11th, Sebastian Marino in 12th, Justin Carrizosa in 13th, and Nathan Kint in 14th. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks when our season resumes at the 6th race in Austria.